Greetings, brothers and sisters, greetings. First and foremost, as we get into today's word, we must acknowledge our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through His only begotten Son, Yahushai, for allowing this word to come out. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters are truly edified by today's word. And the name of today's word is called "A Virtuous Woman is a Crown to Her Husband." That's right. Again, the name of tonight's word, or today's word, I should say, is "A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband." Okay. In today's word, man, I want to speak about the undervalue, the underimportance of a man having a virtuous woman, which would be his wife. Okay. One thing, if you want to get a man's attention, try to talk to his wife or do something to his wife. Anything that's not to be tolerated, and you'll see the energy. You'll see how that man reacts to that. Why? Because that's like a man precious jewel, his woman. Okay, not any woman, not any wife, but a virtuous wife. Okay. We hardly see that today. We hardly see that. But a woman that's virtuous, really, as an Israelite woman, that's what you should be. But you be hard pressed to really see it today. Okay. Are there virtuous women out there? Absolutely. Is it a widespread of virtuous women out there? I can't tell you that. What I can tell you is a virtuous woman is very rare these days. And if you any sincere brothers out there that have a virtuous woman, you deserve to pat yourself on the back, because according to Deuteronomy chapter 28, we living in the curses, and part of the curses is you're not going to have a virtuous woman. You might have a good woman, but she's going to be very flawed. Okay? She's going to be very flawed. And it's not me laying blame to the woman. It's not me talking down on a woman, because I know there are some very great virtuous minded sisters out there. So this is not a lesson to tear down any of you sisters, any of you women. This is a lesson just to let you know, according to the scriptures, a virtuous woman is rare, man, because it don't talk about it a lot. A virtuous woman is not talked about. It's not talked about a lot in the Bible. Okay. Why? Because a virtuous woman is special. That's special, man. Everybody, every man will not get the luxury of having that. That's rare. Okay. But like I said, if you're a sister that's watching this video and your actions deem you to be virtuous, good for you, sister. Pat yourself on the back. But a virtuous woman is what a man really should desire to have, because it ain't nothing better than that. We're going to come to you in Proverbs 12, verse 4, and it reads, "A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones." So it's twofold, you see. You got a virtuous woman, and then you got a woman that's non-virtuous. And in Proverbs 12 and 4 is giving you the differentiation of what it's like to have a virtuous woman, and it also gives you what it's like to have a woman that's outside of being virtuous. When it speaks about being virtuous, it says in Proverbs 12 and 4, a virtuous woman. A virtuous woman is a wife, okay? Not just the woman, but she's a wife. She's a wife of valor, okay? She's a wife that demonstrates excellence morally. Morally, she's wealthy. Morally, She demonstrates wealthy, excellent character. She's very prestigious, and she operates in the highest order of being submissive. That's what makes her virtuous. So if any of you sisters that's listening to this word and you fit the description of being virtuous, pat yourself on the back. It says a virtuous woman is a what? Crown. In other words, the crown is symbolic to her being a honor. Okay? She's considered high class to her husband because you bring him joy and gladness. You see, that's his crown. The joy and gladness that comes from you being virtuous. What's his crown? The honor and the high class personification is what makes it a crown to him. You being a crown to him. It says in Proverbs 12:4, but she that maketh ashamed, she that demonstrates her negligence to her husband, her disrespect to her husband, her levity, her wantonness, her slothfulness. Okay? A woman that brings that to her husband will call, it says, is as rottenness in his bones. What's the rottenness? The decay, the corruption. Okay? You're going to bring disgrace that will eat away his strength and destroy his happiness. That's the rottenness in bones, the decay, the corruption, the constant grief of his mind. Okay? The weary of his spirit, his soul. That's what happens outside of a woman, having a woman that's virtuous. You see? And most men can relate to the non-virtuous woman, the one that's very negligent, the one that's very disrespectful, the one that walk around with one eyes, slothfulness. Okay? A woman that brings disgrace to him and destroy his happiness, brings constant grief of his mind, wear him out spiritually. That's what most men are dealing with, the non-virtuous woman. So you see why it's very, very important and very, very rare that you have the option and the opportunity to have the possession of a virtuous woman, because a virtuous woman is special, you see. Special, man. What's the name of the word, brothers and sisters? A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. Okay? A virtuous woman is a woman that's married first and foremost. Okay? And another sign of a virtuous woman is a woman that handles the household, runs the household in the highest personified of classiness. She runs the home. Everything is smooth. Everything is great. The husband is out making an earning for the household, and she's dictating that household and maintaining that household in the highest order. Everything is in decency and order. That's also a virtuous woman's trait. You see, when a man come home, he don't have to do nothing because the woman, the virtuous wife, got everything together. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. What you see on the screen, this is what it looks like when it comes to a virtuous woman. A virtuous woman is also going to be a woman that's spiritual. Okay? God-fearing. You see? Because you got to understand something. It's hard for women to be submissive today. Are there women that's submissive? Absolutely. But it's not a widespread of that. A lot of women do not do well with being submissive to their man. I don't know the answer to why that is, but a lot of women they may want to be submissive, but maybe something about that man does not bring that out of them. I don't know, but being very submissive, man, is always a sign of a woman that's spiritually connected. You got to be spiritually connected to have a desire to even want to be submissive. The Bible calls for you to be a submissive. to your husband. What you see on the screen is a woman that's not only virtuous, she has the look of a virtuous woman. She has the look of a woman that's very submissive. You see? In Proverbs 31:10, as we close it out, it says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies." You see that? So it's asking, the question is being posed, who can find a virtuous woman? Why do you think that question is being posed? Because they're hard to find. You're not going to see them every day in your everyday walks of life. They are rare. That's why the question is being posed, who can find a virtuous woman? Because you're not going to go out today and be like, oh, I found one. No, man. It's rare, man. It says for her price, her worth, okay, is far above rubies. See that? Having a virtuous wife is priceless. It's priceless. It's priceless, man. Proverbs 31:11 reads, "The heart of her husband do safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil." Verse 12, "She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life." You see that? That's what a virtuous woman is, see? So when you start trying to understand what's a virtuous woman, you're going to find out, man, if that's what you desire, good luck. They're out there, but it's rare. But they're out there. And a woman who desired to be virtuous, I just gave you the looks, the signs, the traits of what a virtuous woman looks like and how she should conduct herself. And again, if any of you sincere sisters line up with all of that, pat yourself on the back. Why? Because that means you not only virtuous, that means you're a married woman, and that means you have a husband that you are making feel very, very, very special. Trust me, because anytime a husband got a virtuous wife, oh, he's extremely special, man. Yeah, I think all husbands would desire that. And I think all wives should desire to be virtuous, man. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters were truly, truly edified by this word. We give all praises, glory and honor to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahushua, man, for allowing this word to come out. And hey, listen, man, stay tuned. Later today, we will, Lord willing, have the Sabbath service. And now tune in, man. It's gonna be fireworks as usual. And I hope y'all are truly edified, man. Shalom.